Okay, so next in this lesson, we're going to be talking about adjustments, particularly using the adjustments panel, because I don't know if you guys remember, but the first lesson, in the first week one lesson, I showed you guys how to make an adjustment just by default. Just pick one. For example, I picked the vibrance one, and right now I am on my sofa layer, so it's going to affect the sofa. So if I pump up the vibrance, now I have a more radiant blue for my couch, and I hit OK. Um, the problem with this is that later, if I close this Photoshop file right now and save it, then what's going to happen is when I open up my image, this is permanent. I can't go edit, undo back in time. So it's kind of like the eraser tool in that sense. Once you do something and you save, you can't go back. Well, the nice thing about adjustment layers, or yeah, I think they're adjustment layers, layer adjustments, but there's another way to access your adjustments. So instead of going image adjustment, you can go to your panel over to the right, and here I'm going to actually yank it out so that it's clear. These are the icons, and it's the same ones as up above. You've got your brightness, contrast, levels, curves, exposure, vibrance, which I really like, hue and saturation, color balance, etc., which is the same as up here. Brightness, contrast, levels, curves, exposure, vibrance, hue and saturation, color balance, etc. So the difference is that when you use the ones from here, I'm going to pop it back into place because it's convenient. Let me go, first let me edit undo my sofa, Control Z it, so that I can show you the difference. Now if I click on my vibrance here, and I pump up the vibrance, okay, and actually because this layer is right now, this adjustment layer is affecting the entire image. It's not just on the couch. So we can fix that later though, but just to let you know, it's affecting the entire, yes, the entire image. Okay, and okay, let's see, what was the other thing I was, address. Oh, this is called the properties adjustment panel, the adjustment properties panel, whichever. And I think I can just close it to get rid of it. If you want to access it again, you can just double click on that layer that it created and it pops up again. But the nice thing about this is I make an adjustment, I can actually turn it on and off since it's on its own layer. So now it's unvibrant and now it's vibrant, and I can just hit delete on my keyboard to get rid of it. Control Z it. I can move that layer down behind the couch so it's just affecting the images below. I can move it to the top so that it's affecting the entire, all of the layers. What else? Let's see. Oh yes, and if for example I just wanted it to affect the couch, I can go back, let's see, select my couch. So in order to select what the entire layer really quickly, you hit Control or Command on your keyboard, and at the same time you click on the layer thumbnail, and then you automatically select everything on that layer. And so now what I can do is go to my adjustment layer, and remember it's very similar to the mask because it creates a little mask icon or mask thumbnail to the right. It says layer mask thumbnail. It is a layer mask thumbnail. And what happens is if now I have to think black and white again, because whenever using the layer thumbnail, layer mask thumbnail, you can only use black and white. So if I go Option Delete, then it fills the selection space where the couch is with black. And now in this case, it filled, let's see, it's hiding the vibrance on the couch and leaving it everywhere else, but I want the opposite. I want the couch to be a vibrant blue and the rest of the room to remain the same way, unadjusted. And so what I can do is deselect first, Control D, and then on the thumbnail I can do Control Shift I. And let's see, Control Shift I, is it, or is it Control I? Oh, it's Control I, my bad.